All right, what's going on today? I hope everybody's having a good day. I hope you've been prosperous. I hope you're going towards progress in life. But we got another video today, and we're here to talk about a video with Shaquella Robinson. Most of y'all probably already heard by now what has particularly happened with Shaquella Robinson, a young individual, 25 years old, 25 years of age. She's from Charlotte, North Carolina. Basically, she ended up dead, okay? Some people could say she ended up dead, or she ended up murdered, or she passed away. But ultimately, she's not here no more to speak her side. So, in this video, in this portion, I want to talk about the transparency and the differences of understanding what type of individuals you have around you as far as life. I think a lot of people got friends, people have associates, acquaintances, clients. It just depends what type of field you're in, what type of activity you engaged in life, though. But we want to talk about this because this right here is a really sad moment in this day. And this really affected me just hearing about this story. I know some people reported already on the story. Some people got some facts. Some people got some hearsay. And, I'm just going on based off what the report says and what, I come to my conclusion based off my research. We want to understand the basics, and we want to understand the principles, and we want to understand what's actually going on out there with the youth. We want to understand the psychology of the youth, and when they go out, when parents send their kids out, or the kids go out with friends that they trust, and everybody is not who you think they are. And a lot of people have different intentions, and there's always jealousy, envy behind it. It could be dealing with a person's success that they may be having more than the other person might be having success. So it's a lot of factors that play into why people do what they do. And this video right here, from what I've seen, Shaquella Robinson, it really saddened me to the point where it was just like, it made me stop the car and just think, like, man, that could be anybody's daughter. I mean, I know a lot of parents out there, they tell their kids, like, be careful who you bring around. Do you actually know this person? Is this person trustworthy? And you got some parents that just don't even ask the question, though. But in this case, it seems like she has two good parents that were in her life, that motivated her, that contributed to success within her. And they seem like they raised a good young female to be something successful in life, which can furthermore build more generational wealth for her family and her line, which comes up under her. Basically, what I got out of this video, and it's a very disturbing video. It's a very disturbing video where you see it's not even horseplay to the fact. It's a lot of foul things going on, and you can hear basically based off the tone, the voice, and you can hear based off how individual reacts to how they're fighting, and you can basically hear, you can see somebody, you can't see the individual, but you know somebody's recording it, and the guy's like, she won't even fight back. So already in psychology mind, you're already dealing with people that already were jealous and envy of you. So we already know what this comes from, just based off those little basic principles. And then once you find out those basic principles, you can then go into detail and then start digging more. But we want to know why. Why did this happen to this young lady? Why did it happen? Why did it have to happen like this? That's what we want to know. We want to know the answers from these individual friends. And I think that the friends need to be pressed, and they need to be brought, and they need to be questioned, and they need to be brought up, and they need to be questioned, and they need to be brought up, and they still need to be questioned, because at the end of the day, we got somebody that lost their life over something that was senseless. And from what my perspective and understanding the psychology point of it, it's basically jealousy and envy that was against this individual female. Now, I can't tell you what transpired between the individuals leading up to what happened as far as the timing of the months prior, or maybe the 6 months prior, the 3 months prior, where they're back and forth. But if there were back and forth altercations, we don't know about those. But they went on a trip together. So, since they all went on a trip together, I think it was in Cabo, Mexico, which is a very nice place, though, if you want to go out there, though. But since they all went on a trip together, we have to come to the conclusion, basically, that they all were cool. And we know that since they all went on a trip together, other people had motives. This is just the facts. Because if she would have known about the motives, I don't think she would have been most likely not going on that trip based on that. And I think this is what we call fake friends, jealousy, envious. We're gonna do this to her when she get here because this is pre-planned. So when you look at it like this, this is what I would call a pre-planned action, which led up to an individual getting killed. Now, I can't tell you if they meant to kill the individual or they meant to kill the woman, though, but the woman ended up dying. Based off that, we know that it was planned to attack her in some type of way and fight her in some type of way and cause bodily harm in some type of way. We know that. But how, to the point, was it magnitude to the point where it was to murder somebody? That may not be the case. So I don't want to put that out there and say it like that. But what I do want to put out there, we know that violence was involved in this. We know that this was pre-planned. We know that her friends had motives. We know that they wanted to come there and they probably wanted to address some things with her, and they attacked her. This is what happened. And the guy holding the camera, just because he didn't physically attack her at that particular moment, he attacked her. Because what he was doing, he was attacking her character. And sometimes when you're attacking a person's character, you are attacking them. So I'm gonna tell you about the story. Okay, basically, here we go. This is I want y'all to know, subscribe to the channel. I'm kind of new on here. What I do is I uncover information, based off basically what's going on around the world in the black communities, basically in politics, corruption, the children, the youth, things that are transpiring, which are downfalls in the community. I cover a lot of little footages of just about a little everything, though, basically talking about blackness and awareness of our own psychology and our own standpoint where we stand at as people, and what we do to each other. Those things have to be uncovered, though, because the truth is the truth. Whether you want to shake it or not or throw it away, it's the truth is the truth. So basically, that's a little insight what I do. So if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. It's called Black Report Card. This is what we do. It's a grading system. You basically present a report card out to the public based off the video, and we let them know based off our research and based off what we have come to a conclusion, and based off the information that we have gotten and researched, though, we always present it as a report card because that lets us know that it's a grading system. Okay, so basically in this, so remember, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm here for news in the morning, what's going on around the world in black communities, as far as deaths, as far as homicides, as far as community activists, as far as programs that people can enroll in different communities. So I'll be starting to cover a lot of those in every city. I'm gonna start touching every city, every place in the United States. So what I'm gonna start to do is uncover what's going on from New Jersey, New York, Delaware, Alabama, Missouri, Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, even the West Coast, Chicago, Midwest, Michigan, Colorado, any place from New Hampshire down to Vermont, Massachusetts, Philadelphia. Those are just some states and some cities which I named, but I'll be covering the whole point of what's going on in our community and what we can do to change it, though. So back to the story, though. We want to get back to it. We don't want to get off topic, okay? So Shaquella, I think I'm saying Shaquella Robinson, she was 25, Charlotte, North Carolina, was found dead by doctors in a villa in Mexico, okay? And I'm getting this report from the Sun. It's called the U.S. Sun. So basically I'm going off by what they come to a conclusion to. So she was found dead by the doctors in a villa in Mexico after traveling to celebrate a friend's birthday on October 29th. Okay. So that was the initial reason why she was out there. Okay. Now, according to the story right here, it's saying that, according to the Sun, the U.S. Sun is saying that one pal rang Shaquella's parents to say she had alcohol poisoning and was sick before a doctor showed up to attempt to revive her. So basically, they're trying to say that she had alcohol poisoning and that they called the doctors, and I guess they called the doctors to show up because I guess there was no movement at that particular time, and he said that she had alcohol poisoning in her system. Okay, think about that. Think about them using that, saying alcohol poisoning, though. Okay, I just wanted y'all to think about that. But an autopsy report obtained by her family indicates that that her neck was broken. So you got individuals blaming things on alcohol poison, right? But the autopsy is saying by the family, which the family had got an autopsy on her, is saying that her neck was broken. Okay, so we already know it's foul play that's going on, but the point is proving the foul play, and this is what comes into the factor. Okay, it says now video has been surfacing on online about her being attacked in Cabo by one of her female friends while a male acquaintance films the assault going on. Okay, it says it has not been possible to verify at this time when or whether the video in question was recorded. We don't know that for a fact, according to the report. However, basically what they're saying to her family, the recent video making the rounds on the internet allegedly does show Robinson being beaten, basically in the hotel room. And that's what it does show. And we're going to put little clips of that. We don't really want to show that because I don't really want to bring up memories of, but it's content. So when we're dealing with content, we have to understand the qualities, because I want people out there to understand that this could be your child, this can be your kid, your sister, this could be a mother or some infant or some kid out there that's waiting for their mother or their brother or their sister or their significant other to come back to them. So we gotta this is nothing to play with. This is nothing to play with. All right, so back to it. It says, so far there is no confirmation from authorities, but basically in Mexico, that Shaquella suffered any fatal injuries during the alleged fight. So the authorities, there's been no confirmation from the authorities. But like we said, the family had got an autopsy, and the autopsy revealed that she had a neck broken, which is the best thing to do. So, okay. Basically, okay, in the clip, you can hear a man voice basically taunting the female, saying, "Can you at least fight back?" That's what he was saying. That's what I heard in the video. Can you at least fight back? So basically, they came in there with intention to basically do harm to this individual. Whether they meant to kill her, that's not the question. I think she ended up dying. I got a conclusion that what happened. But did they mean to kill her? Probably not. But did they kill her? Yes, they did. They did do that, though. Did they have intentions of causing harm to her? Yes, they did have intentions of causing harm to her, though. But did they go in there to premeditating to kill her? I don't think they went in there to premeditate and kill her. I think they went in there to potentially cause harm to her and embarrass her. And I think in the midst of that, which I say, she ended up dying. I don't want to say she ended up dying. She ended up being killed. Let's get the difference. She ended up being killed in the process. So that is brutal. Okay. She tries to get away from her attackers and replies no before the woman slams her to the floor next to the bed. Okay. The woman then punches and knees Shaquella in the head, yelling at her to get up. I'm tired of it got a asterisk mark. So it's basically, she probably tired of the shit. Whatever, we don't know. But according to this report, this is what it's saying. Okay. Shaquella's father, Bernard Robinson, said his daughter flew to Cabo on the southern tip of Baja, California on October 28th. So her father's name is Bernard Robinson. So shout out to Bernard Robinson, man. I wanna, this is very tragic. This is despicable. Okay. Basically, she was found dead a day later, with her friends flying back and telling Bernard and his wife that their daughter has died from alcohol poisoning. So basically, she was found a day later, with her friends flying back and telling Bernard. So her friends flew back. A day later, her friends flew back, went to the husband and went to the wife and told their daughter that she died from alcohol poisoning. Now, no one confirmed that it was alcohol poisoning from the jump. There was no confirmation that alcohol poisoning. So this alcohol poisoning is coming up from her friends. This is what they're saying. This is not an autopsy. Autopsy report never told them that. This is what the conclusion that they come. So how can they come up with a conclusion that she died from alcohol poisoning? How would you even know that? How would you know she wouldn't die from a heart attack? How you didn't know that she suffered brain trauma and her brain it didn't get oxygen? How you don't know that? So automatically you're already guilty and associate. You're already guilty, because when you say things out your mouth, you will be held accountable. So already in my eyes, you're already guilty, though. This is how you solve cases quick like this, though. It's not hard. Listen to the details, okay? It said she flew back and told the parents that she died from alcohol poisoning a day later. Okay, so a representative for Villa Linda 32, the property where the group was staying at, told WJZY that they had rung for a doctor who tried to revive Shaquella. So they had called a doctor to revive Shaquella. So I believe at that particular time, they realized she was unresponsive, and they realized they messed up bad. They realized what they had done. So what they did was try to call a doctor in there to try to revive her, because they didn't know how serious this got. This is why I always say in the beginning, I don't believe that they didn't know, that they didn't intentionally go in and murder her, but she got killed in the process, and this was happening. So people got to be held accountable for this, and they have to be held accountable for this, though. This is what it is, though. I don't know who all was involved, so I can't tell you who all was involved, but we know that the friends were there, though. We don't know exactly how everything transpired, but from the video, we do know that they did take participation in that type of activity, though. Okay, so she was declared dead at 3 p.m. local time, reportedly just 15 minutes after suffering her injuries. So she was declared dead at 3 p.m. local time, reportedly just 15 minutes after her injuries, although it hasn't been determined if these were a direct result of those sustained into that fight in the video, so we don't know. Basically, her father says, I just want some truth, because this doesn't add up right. And you know, a father of senses, he knows it don't add up right. And he know, stay on the friends. Don't let go of them. We on you, and we not letting go on you. This is the black report card. And we don't let up, and we never going to let up, though. And we like to get justice for those who need justice, not for those who shy away from justice. We want justice for those who deserve justice, though, but especially in cases like this. Okay, her grieving family claimed they were told by Mexican authorities that Shaquella had died from alcohol poisoning. So, the claim was that the Mexican authorities told that Shaquella had died from alcohol poisoning. However, this is what the Mexican authorities had discovered, because maybe they didn't want it, because this is business at the end of the day. And when you're doing things like this, when murders are involved, it's the easier way to say somebody died is if they did it to themselves. So there's no backlash, the media coverage, it's causing money, it's putting a direct eye on what's exactly happening, though. So think about that, though. So, but however, a copy of her autopsy report obtained by the mother indicated that her neck had been broken and that the cause of death was severe spinal cord injury. That's how she died. Her neck was broken. She had severe spinal cord injury. That's what the autopsy shows. So we know that the Mexican authorities were lying in the beginning with, because you gotta face it, when you go to some of these countries and stuff like that, though, it's about business and profit, and they don't want a direct eye. And when murders come up, when people causing murders and things like that, it puts a bad stain on everybody at that particular time. So we know, we're going by what the autopsy says. So the autopsy said that the mother had got an autopsy, and it revealed that she died of a severe spinal cord injury, which the neck was broken, not alcohol poisoning. So basically, the Mexican authorities were lying, and we know that the friends are lying. Okay, it was never a fight. She didn't fight. Her mother said they attacked her. She said that her daughter was a hard-working business owner and that she was excited to go on holiday in Cabo. Basically, she said she looked at some of her posts she had put up. She was really having a nice time. There was no indication of any foul play going on, or jealousy or envy. None of that was going on. And then she don't know where it went wrong from, basically. She don't know. It just popped out. That's why I said it was already pre-planned. So we already know that it was pre-planned to cause intentionally harm to this individual. Now, what we don't know if it was pre-planned to kill her. And I don't think that was the case, but I can't tell you that for a fact, though. I'm just giving you my conclusion. But my conclusion is that they pre-planned. They went there to cause harm to that girl. That's what they did do, and that's what this says. That's just the facts. And according to the report and according to the mother, everything will line up and synchronize in order, though. Trust me. Here we go. Okay, WJZY reported that her death certificate made no mention of alcohol intoxication. So her death certificate never said anything. This is why her death certificate never said anything about alcohol intoxication, but only said that she was found unconscious in her living room. Basically, she was found unconscious in her living room. So there was alcohol poisoning was made up, and it was a lie. We know that. Excuse me for a little moment. Charge my phone up. Just a little bit. So we know that the alcohol poisoning was a lie. Alright, I'm sorry about this. We know that it was a lie. So, okay, the certificate also didn't specify whether her death was accidental or violent. So they don't know whether it was intentional or whether it was an accidental. Maybe she did that. But we do know, but the video is disturbing. And the point is, you got to prove that during this altercation, this is what led up to that. This is how she died from her friends. And so this is what lawyers got to prove. This when they go to court, they got to prove this, okay? They got to look at the exact time what the video was playing. They got to understand what her time of death was, and they got to try to fit in the space and the time to present and try to make a case against this for the friends, though, because the friends flew back. So all the evidence is probably disappeared, gone. The Mexican authorities got what because they already said it. They claimed it on alcohol poisoning. So this is one of them cases where justice, and it happened in another country. So we don't know. We don't know what was going to go on with this case. We really don't know. That's why they want the FBI to step in and get involved in this. Okay. None of the group who stayed with Shaquella have been charged with a crime. None of them have been charged with a crime. Okay, her body was flown back to Charlotte last Thursday, and her funeral service will be held on Saturday, though. Her father said all he been doing is just crying, trying to figure out what happened. I can't even be a grandfather. Can't even walk down her aisle, and she's gone, man. Just think about that. He can't even walk down his daughter's aisle. He can't even be a grandfather, and he just got it. And the thing that we do as parents, we want our kids to be successful, but then it's the crowd, and she probably didn't know. She didn't see it. These people were jealous. They had envy and hate in their heart. Only hate will cause you to do this. That's what hate does. Hate will cause you to act like this. So if you see this, and this is an indication, if you see this, you got kids. I want your parents to understand what's going on out here. Don't be naive and think your kids ain't hanging with. Well, you gotta pay attention to your children, and I know your children have to make choices. They gotta make their own choices. So I'm talking about adults. I'm talking about even though they're kids, the adults, they still have to make their own choices. They still gotta be accountable for their own actions. But in cases like this, if you see something, say something. That time is over for where we see something and just let it ride and don't even say nothing. It's a shame though. A lot of violence. So I'm covering a lot of topics, in particular, a lot of topics that need to be covered though in the community on the Black Report card. Okay, he told him it was a nightmare, and it basically was a nightmare. So basically, that's what happened. And now I guess the FBI is looking into the woman's death in Mexico, though. So, the Mexican authorities said it was alcohol poisoning. The friends flew back and said it was alcohol poisoning. The death was, they got the autopsy. The mother was smart enough. She got an autopsy and it revealed that she died from a severe spinal cord injury, which her neck was broke, and which put her unconscious. So when they seen her unconscious, what happened? They called the doctor. The doctor came in there. They realized that they had messed up, that this girl had the attention. They probably didn't intentionally meant to kill her, though, but they did kill her. That's what happened. They didn't intentionally meant to kill her, but they did kill her. So they do need to get some time for what they did, and they do need to give the family an apology, because when you go in there and you come face to face with my parents and you told my parents a lie, when you told them a lie to their face, I can't respect you no more, though. And they need to be dealt with accordingly. And this is, I'm sorry about that, but they need to be dealt with accordingly. And this is just what it is. They have to be dealt with accordingly. Now, did they intentionally go there to kill her? I don't believe so. Did they kill her? Yes, they killed her, though. Did they go there pre-planning to cause harm to her? Yes. Was it harm to hurt the individual in type of way? When you put in physical hands and putting physical force on the individual, you are there to cause harm on their body. That is just what it is. Now, the point is whether they went there to kill her. And I don't believe they went there to kill her. I think they went there to cause harm to her. They went there to put her on. That's why they recorded it, to embarrass her, make her jealous, because I guess that's the new thing, though. To embarrass your own people, to embarrass your own friends, to show, what does that do for you? To show what? And the guy that's recording, he should be ashamed of himself. Show your face. We need you to show your face. If you out there, man, that was recorded, we will find your face, and we will put it up and see what type of coward you was. I'm going to put your face up on here. Then I'm going to show you what type of coward you really are, though, for sitting there recording it. And that's the problem when you want to record that. Why? Because he don't have no understanding. He probably comes from a lack of understanding. So this is why he does that, though. But the parents need justice, though. So we're here to support the parents. We're here to support the Robinson family. We're definitely here to support the community in this type of event. It's tragic. It's sad. It's a sad day. It's a very sad day like that. Another parent has lost their kid to senseless jealousy, senseless envy. And we need to take stands, and when we start taking stands, the community needs to start fighting back and standing up. And this is just what it is. If the community don't fight back and stand up, you're gonna have devils running all across your across your community. And this is what a fact. People gotta realize. Let me give you a tip in life, right? This is an exact tip. Okay. In life, you can always outgrow your environment, just like you can always outgrow your friends, right? But in life, you can never be bigger than your environment. Your environment will always be bigger than you, but you can always outgrow your environment, meaning that once you outgrow your environment, it's time to expand. Once your mind has expanded mentally, physically, it's time to leave. Not saying you got to stay in that type of environment, because if you stay in that type of environment, remember, the environment will always win. 9 times out of 10, the environment's always going to win. That's why innocent people get killed, because because it's still the environment that they're in, and it's prone to happen. And this is just the basic facts. You can never be bigger than your environment. Just like they say, you're never bigger than the Pope. You can never, but you can always outgrow your environment and expand on it and try to come back and help the environment. But you only can do so much. You only can play your part. Remember, you only can play your part. And whatever your part is, whether that's giving back, whether that's teaching, whether that's helping people, whether that's feeding people, play your part and be good at playing your part and showing people that you could be a better person. Or whether that's counseling, or whether it's just showing somebody something different in life, though. But this is just one of those cases where, friends, jealousy, envy, hate led up to a fatal death where she died and she suffered. You gotta think about that. She suffered. That's a horrific death to suffer. A spinal cord injury. Not being able to move. An instant spinal cord, not being able to move. Suffering. Quietly. Inside, hurting. As your body slips away and it goes. And knowing that there's no help. Knowing that you're surrounded by demons. People like this, savages, I call them savages, that would do this to you. Knowing that, just think about that, man. This is the Black Report Card. And what we do is we cover truth. And we cover what's going on. And we take things serious. It's just a sad day in our community. And us as people, we need to wake up. We need to really wake up and think about it. The Black Report Card reporting. And remember, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe heavily. We'll always have updates. We will always have information. This is the new news. This is the new infrastructure news. We are here. The Black Report Card. Thank you. Have a good day.